Hi everyone, there was no football, was it, this weekend? And Jane was down in Walsall and she was pretty disappointed with the Carlisle match and she needed a football fix. Well, while she lived down in Walsall, while we're not a penny more, Jane was secretary for Chasetown. This weekend they had a very important match against Cleethorpes, so she went down to watch it and she's done a little bit of video for us all to watch and show us what it's like to watch non-league football. Hope you enjoy this video. Let's go and see what Jane's day was like right now.
So just by way of introduction, it's Saturday. Blackpool aren't playing today because they're supposed to be playing Bury, and obviously that's not happening anymore, unfortunately. So it's a lovely day. I've taken the opportunity to come out and watch some football because Tuesday night was pretty bad. I quite like that not to be my last memory of football, so I'm strolling down to Chasetown this afternoon to watch them take on Cleethorpes in the league. They're out of the FA Cup, unfortunately. They got knocked out, but they didn't deserve to. So this is a league game today. Cleethorpes are third in the league. Chase are about mid-table, but they've got a lot of games in hand, courtesy of the cup run, I think, and may have had one postponed as well. Yes, they were meant to play at Stocksbridge and that was postponed because of the weather. So yeah, I'm going down Chase today, which as you may or may not know, I used to work at Chasetown for the last couple of years as match secretary during the boycott because I miss football too much. Going down today to show you all about it and introduce you to some people and see what life's like in the Northern Premier League. Although this is a reservoir, it's almost like you at the sea in a way. It's that big. It's very, very serene walking along here. It's beautiful. There's not a lot happening today on the water, but sometimes there are some sailing boats in the distance. I don't know if you can see them from here, but there's all sorts of water sports going on. There's speedboats. I could technically take a speedboat to the match across this water, I think. So the sun's gone in now, so no need for the shades. So just for those of you who aren't familiar with the National League football pyramid, just to explain the level of football that I'm going to watch now. So underneath League 2, you've got the National League conference as we know it. So you've got the conference there, National League, and then underneath that you've got the North and South. So that's what we call Step 2. So it's the Conference North and Conference South. And then below that you've got Step 3. And in Step 3 there are 4 different divisions, one of which is the Northern Premier League. And then underneath that you've got Step 4, which again goes down into 2 leagues from the Northern Premier League as that part of the pyramid. So you've got the Northern Premier League First Division North West and the Northern Premier League First Division South East. And Chasetown and Cleethorpes are in the Northern Premier League First Division South East. And this is Step 4 because you've got your Conference North, Northern Premier League, and then your Northern Premier League First Division. So this is Step 4 of the National League that we're going to watch today. It's a good level of football, actually. A lot of the is semi-professional level, so the players get paid. They also have day jobs, which makes midweek games pretty tricky because they work during the day and then have to play football at night and have to have the logistics of getting to the games at night. It can be quite tricky, especially for games that are further away. I mean, it is regionalised to an extent, but I referred to the Stocksbridge Park Steels game before. They're in Sheffield, so that will be a midweek game going from, this is South Staffordshire where we are now, to get from here to Sheffield is yeah, it's quite a way really. It's about, I think about 90 miles, and obviously today we're playing Cleethorpes, which is Saturday, so it isn't too bad, but Cleethorpes is quite a way away. So it's a good level of football. A lot of these players have been on the books of professional clubs in the past. They haven't made the grade there for whatever reason, so now they're playing football at this level. It is a good level of football. I was really surprised when I first started going to watch Chase. The standard's really, really very good, and what's wonderful about it compared to League 1, League 2, naming no names, but players don't always seem like they want to be playing for clubs at League 1 and League 2. And what's wonderful about football at this level is the players want to be playing football, and you can tell that they're enjoying it. The fans enjoy it more because of that, so there's a lot to be said for football at this level. It's really good. If you've never been to watch non-league football, I would recommend it for sure. It's a breath of fresh air. It's completely different. The atmosphere is completely different. You get to know everybody. There'll be dogs at the game. It's just so friendly. Everyone's lovely. I remember the first non-league game I ever went to was at Darlaston Town, which is where I used to live over the other side of Walsall. I got chatting to the chairman there. This is many years ago. And he got so excited that I was a Blackpool fan. Oh my God, we've got a Blackpool fan, we've got a Blackpool fan. And he's like, come on, I'll show you around. And he like showed me the boardroom and everything. I'm like, goodness me, I was treated like royalty because I was a fan of a football league club. It's crazy, it's wonderful, it really is. If your league team aren't playing, you've got a free Saturday like I have today, just get down there, and it really is such a wonderful experience. I'd recommend it wholeheartedly, and hopefully after watching this video you'll see why. £9 in, I think. Bargain? Well, that's debatable. I'll tell you later, actually, whether it's a bargain or not. So who have we got here? Can you introduce yourselves for the...
I'm Kev, and this is...
Bill.
Okay, and I see you've got no gravy on your chips there. You're not fancy gravy on the chips?
No.
No?
No way.
Have you ever tried it?
No.
No. You don't fancy it?
No.
So do you come down to Chasetown regularly?
Yeah.
Yeah? How do you think they're going to get on today against Clee?
Depends.
Sorry?
Depends.
Depends who they've got on.
Yeah.
I think I'll be alright, Bill. I'll go for 2-1 myself.
Yeah.
2-1.
Yeah. Last time they come there was mascots as well, so that was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you enjoyed that.
So how are Chase getting on this season?
They're doing well. They're going to be alright. They're going to be right up there this season. I fancy the players at minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're doing well in the cup, so that's good as well.
Is that the trophy?
Trophy, yeah, and staff's seen as well. They're still in that, so.
Okay, who's the star players this season?
I'd probably say Will Wilden, Ryan Winter stood out a lot, but not just them. Yeah, there's been a few as well, so it's looking good.
Yeah, fancy them for promotion this year?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Why not? Yeah, they've got a good manager as well and good background stuff, so and a good support.
Brilliant, thank you very much. So Cleethorpes have just had a goal disallowed, happily. Corner to Chasetown now. I have just noticed a familiar name on the team sheet for Cleethorpes, number 9, Scott Vernon, former Blackpool favourite.
This time we'll score! This time we'll score! Yes, we are! Calvin slots the ball into the net.
So we're half time now, 1-0 to Clee. The value for it, to be fair. So I'll show you around the ground a little bit now. So over here we have the little hut where the PA man sits. It's quite a good PA system. They upgraded that with the money from the FA Cup a few years ago. Over there, just at the end of that building, we have the dressing rooms for the players and the referees. They've just been done up over the summer. The clubhouse over there. In the far corner is the refreshment kiosk, the burger van, food, chips and gravy on the menu. Thumbs up from me. Little stand. And we've got the dugouts over there, and I'm in the main stand now. I will show you that from the other side. I'm just about to move the second half as we're kicking it away now. This is under the main stand, Chasetown.
Ladies and gentlemen, the half-time raffle number is 482. This half-time raffle. If you've got that, please take it to the bar where there should be 50 pair waiting for you. 482, the half-time raffle.
I used to type those out. That was one of my jobs when I was match secretary here. Heading behind the goal now.
Yes, good skills. Don't cross it. Toy. Oh, good.
Chase come out a bit more sprightly second half. They needed to. They were pretty poor in the first half, to be honest. Not much attacking happening. Made a substitution at half time. Jack Langston's come on. Things seem to be perking up a little bit. That's the stand I was in the first half. Free kick to Chasetown. Chase just equalised with a screamer from George Cater. This is better. We've been playing much better second half, so hopefully we won't lose today. This is the third time I've seen them this season. They haven't they've lost the previous two, so this is much better. I think they've had a bit of a telling off at half
Equaliser for the
time.
Scholars there, and it's number 7, George Cater.
Come on, Chase. Really on top would be pretty good value for this, actually. The win would not be an unfair result for Chasetown.
Go on, George, get in!
Free kick now. Last chance. The referee's assistant has indicated with 4 minutes of added time. I think we've played probably 2 of those now. Just short of 200 fans here today. So, game of 2 halves, as they say.
This afternoon, once again. Don't forget, next Saturday, we're on the road. We travel to Cleethorpes in the first qualifying round of the FA Trophy. The next game here at the Scholars Ground is definitely on Tuesday, October the 29th. Currently scheduled to play Paget Rangers in the Walsall Senior Club first round.
Full time 1-1, fair result. So I found a non-league dog. I got all the way to the end of the game and I haven't seen one. And look, here's Paddy.
Here's Paddy.
Paddy. Hello, Paddy.
Yeah.
Does he come regularly?
Yes, he's a regular attendance.
Yeah, has he got a season ticket?
Yes, he's got a seat. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll make sure of
excellent.
that.
That's great.
He sorts any trouble out.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 2 years old.
2. Oh, bless him.
Yeah, he's 2 years
Do
old.
you enjoy the game, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
It's all right. Alan just gave him a treat, so it's he's looking for another treat.
Oh, great. I haven't got any, I'm afraid.
So
This is what non-league football's all about. Non-league dogs.
Yes.
This is the club shop. Snow globes. The snow globes are very good. I've got one myself.
Come on the Chase.
Tell me what you thought of the match today.
To be honest with you, I'm happy we won 1.
Yeah.
They were a good side, Cleethorpes, but oh well.
Thank you. What's your name?
Brad.
Brad. I haven't shown you the clubhouse. This is the clubhouse. Nice big screen. Okay, so this is Trevor. Trevor, do you want to tell me what your position is and what you do for Chasetown?
Basically, I try and raise funds for Chasetown Football Club. We do that in various fashions, although our main source of revenue is with what we call Aim for 8, which is a football prediction weekly competition. That's our main source of revenue. It brings us in best part of £3,000 or more a year.
So what is the Aim for 8?
It's just a football prediction competition whereby people can either make their own predictions against 8 selected games, or by a pre-printed, what we call lucky dip, where the predictions are ready made and sealed, and it's just pot luck. Fundraising for non-league clubs is so important. Although the funds we raise, we do not use for the playing side. We use it for anything else that will benefit the club as a whole, and the supporters and the community. Now, fundraising itself really is difficult. It's very hard to try and train people who have not been involved in fundraising for years to come and get on the bus and realise how important it is. There's so many people who just come to non-league games, pay their £5 or whatever at the gate, shout, swear and cheer and go home at the end of it. And they expect the same thing to be there next week, with no thought or consideration as to why it will be there next week and how it's financed to be there next week. This is the same, really, not only in non-league football, but in the lower reaches of the Football League itself. We see that the upper part of football is rolling with money. It's just a pity that a few £1,000 of that cannot be channelled down to the likes of Chasetown, where £1,000 would be like a godsend to us, whereas at the top end of the football pyramid is just peanuts, isn't it? Just pocket money.
So you work for the supporters club?
I work for the supporters club, mainly, yeah.
So how do they connect with the football club? How does that work?
The connection really is that we fund the non-football activities as far as we can. To that extent, we've recently had to have new floodlight heads on the floodlights here, so we have been able to virtually fund the club's contribution towards that cost. Obviously we can get a grant from the FA, but it's still left a considerable shortfall that we had to fund.
So how have you funded that?
We've funded it with what we call a wall of support, which I will show to you in a couple of minutes, and revenue from our Aim for 8 and social activities like race nights, bingo nights, etc. that we put on throughout the year. It's in some ways it's hard work, in some ways it's good fun. It keeps those of us involved in organising out of mischief, and we do get a lot of satisfaction, although we do put a fair amount of effort into it on occasions.
So what else do the supporters club do apart from fundraising? Is it a good way of getting the community involved together?
Yes and no. Again, if I had more time, or if we at the supporters club had more time, we could probably spread more into the community. It's a case of time and what to prioritise with the time that we have available.
But you have your bingo nights, you have your race nights, and they are good fun. I've been along to the bingo. The bingo is great fun. I've won at the bingo a couple of times as well. So.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
And you have Dandy on as well.
Yeah, we have Dandy, who are a local black country comedy duo, who are here in a couple of weeks' time if you're free on that night. I mean, you could always bring Lee down on the 8th. I'm sure it would be an education for him.
Yeah, I'm sure it would. Yeah. And you have Skittles nights as well, don't you?
Oh yes, we have our Skittles nights, which are all just sources of revenue, and also bring in some revenue over the bar. Now, for people who don't know Chasetown, we are at the end of a cul-de-sac, and we do not get any passing trade. So it's not economically viable to have the club open, except when there's a match or an event on. So the social events that we put on, although they don't attract hundreds, they do attract people who buy their wares over the bar, which again help us to negotiate a better price with the breweries, etc., because we're selling that bit more alcohol, crisps, chocolate, and so on.
So how can people support Chasetown and get involved, or not necessarily Chasetown, but their local teams? How can the local community get involved who might support other teams, like league teams? How can they help their local semi-pro teams?
I'm sure if we look at all of this, can I say, smaller teams, all the non-league teams, then every one of them's got a Trevor. And if they go along and just watch what's going on, they'll soon see who their Trevor is. And at non-league grounds, then everybody is so amicable and friendly. Whether you're a home supporter or a away supporter, if you don't know, you ask, and you're always made welcome, and It's all friendly. But yeah, every team has a Trevor, or every team needs a Trevor.
So they just need to speak to their local team's Trevor and find out how they can get involved.
That's it, really. Yeah.
So it's more than just paying the money on the gates. You need to, if you can, give a little bit more, give some money on the football card, and
That's right. Every pound is an important pound. What more can I say? A pound to a non-league team is important. If you have a moment or two, Jane, before you go, we'll walk around and have a look at the wall of support.
Yeah, sure. So here we are by the wall of support. Trevor, do you want to explain what this is?
Yeah, this is the wall of support, whereby people can buy a tile, and they can have it as a memorial, as an advert, or whatever message they want on there within reason. Which again is a source of revenue to the football club. Although this particular panel that we're looking at is full, we've got plenty of wall space at Chasetown to fill up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find mine. I think I've got one on here somewhere. Right, here we are. This is
Blackpool Jane is somewhere.
This is mine. Thanks for being there, Chasetown, Blackpool Jane.
So, whichever one is there, and I've also used one as a memorial to my first wife.
Oh. Oh, bless. No, that's great. That looks superb. That's actually better than the one at Blackpool, because the one at Blackpool, they've got bricks on the floor and they've all faded away now because people walk on them.
Mm-hmm,
And
yeah.
you can barely read some of the writing on them now. So having it on the wall like that, it's superb. And that's funded the floodlights. So did it fund something else as well, or just the floodlights?
Mainly the floodlights, Jane,
Yeah.
mainly. We probably did something else at the same time, but I can't remember offhand. The brain or the mind goes and the memory goes sometimes.